Why did Mr. Acosta decide to flip his class? And sure, you were taught the same way that I was taught and the way that I was teaching, which was using my period in class to do most of the instruction. So stand there, make sure the students are doing okay, they're clear, no, don't talk, don't do this. Present the topic and then give them the practice. The practice would be only the last little bit of class as soon as we get a chance to do probably the easy questions and then take the harder questions home. And they would be doing the work, hopefully doing the work at home. The problem with that was, even though it's not a bad model, it tended to see that students would get frustrated with the hard questions, not being able to do them. They would either just get to one question, not be able to do it, and stop their work right there, and then wait till the next day to come back and hopefully ask the questions, etc. So what is a flipped class? Well, basically, this is why it's called a flip, because what we're doing right now in my class starts the night before. The night before, students would actually watch a video that I've put up on YouTube with the main concepts. Now, watching this class or creating this video makes it, for me, much smaller time because I don't have to do a lot of other taking care of the class per se, and I can put things on the board right away. So I was able to condense my lesson, or the main points of my lesson, not the whole thing, to hopefully under 10 minutes. Maybe little videos that would add up to less than 10 minutes. And students are supposed to watch them at home, understand that concept, write the summary of what happens on it, and then come back the next day to class. And the next day of class, the very beginning is, were there any questions about this video? Because even though I think that the video was very clear, people could have questions. So when we get all those questions to answer about that video, then we start with the practice. And now the practice takes most of the period. So before I go on to the next, watching the videos for this lesson is not the same as watching a video on YouTube. We want to do something that's called active watching. So the first things first, if you're watching on your phone, I'd rather you watch it on the computer, but you put it on do not disturb mode. You don't want text, you don't want messages, you don't want anything. You're concentrating. You're giving me 10 minutes of your night. I want it to be like all your attention on it. Put headphones on to block any distractions from the house, and you're engaged watching this. It's not like you're sitting there watching it, listen to it, think of something else. You're trying to see if you understand my steps. Many times on my videos I'll ask you to pause the video and continue doing the work, and then you check. So even though it's 10 minutes on the video, or less than 10 minutes, it will take a little longer to go through it because you want to stop and actually do the work and then check if you agree with me. That way you're going to learn. And of course you can always rewind and rewatch until it's clear. So what are some of the advantages of a flipped class? So I jotted down a couple of points. The videos will be similar to this, or maybe paper slides, or just the screen capture from my computer. But here are some things. Students are now in control. So like I said before, you can actually stop, rewind, rewatch as many times. I'm no longer teaching to the middle of the pack. When I teach in the middle of the pack, the bright students get bored, and the students that have trouble get lost. Now this time around, you can stop me at any time, go back and rewatch that part to make sure that you're clear with it. But you're in control, and you're responsible for understanding this. There are no more frustration questions at home. Now the hard questions will be done in class, and now you will have teacher and student support. We're going to work in groups, we're going to work in pairs, you're going to work on your own. But I'm going to be there walking around the classroom, answer the thousands of questions you will have, and I will be asking you to help other students. When you help other students, you actually will be helping yourself understanding things and owning that concept. If you happen to be absent and you know you're going to be absent, well, that's okay. You're going to be able to watch that video before you go, or if you happen to be absent and not know about it, you can watch the main point of the lesson. Now, you're going to miss stuff. You're going to miss the practice, you're going to miss the harder questions, but at least you're going to get the main point of the lesson and not be as behind. You're going to be practicing your collaborative skills, because you're going to be working with people. You're going to be helping other people out. You're going to be creating, you're going to be explaining, you're going to try to understand how other people are solving these questions. You're going to practice your presenting skills. Eventually you're going to be actually making videos like this, or maybe more paper slides or something where you don't appear on the screen, showing people and showing the world, because we're going to be publishing this online, like these videos, which are available to anybody. So you will have to do a good job and make sure that you know how to present properly. These videos are going to be great for review, before a test, before the final exam. You can always go back and have a look at what were the main points for each section. And parents and tutors, you have the chance to do tutors. You'll be able to see exactly how I'm teaching things if you want to do things the way that I do things. Parents, you can see, many of you say, oh, I just can't remember how this is done. Well, if you have 10 minutes at night, you can watch these videos and learn with your students, or help them out, or try to remember what that was like. Interesting. And then teacher accountability. You will be able to see, there's pressure on me to make sure that I do a good job on those videos and this instruction, because everybody in the world will be able to see this, including you parents and of course you students. So you'll get my best teaching. And that's why I decided to do the flip class.